Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Guthrie again, and I want to talk to you about the writing that we are going to be working on today. This week, we've been talking about commas and the different ways that we use commas. Remember, a comma is a punctuation mark, just like a period, an exclamation mark, and a question mark. A comma tells me that I am going to pause slightly. That means I'm going to wait for a second before I continue reading. I slow down and then I go ahead. When I am using commas, we've talked about how a comma is used in a date. I put a comma after the day of the month and separate it from the year. The next thing we talked about was when we make a list of things. So if I said I like the color green, comma, yellow, comma, and blue, period. So today I want to talk about when we have words in a series. So what you have to do is when you're reading the sentence, we're going to have words that are together. So if you look at the chart, it says bring your pencil, comma, your scissors, comma, and a notebook. So what we have three different things that they're telling them to do. Bring your pencil is one thing, your scissors the second thing, and a notebook is the third thing. So let's go ahead and look at the next one. So let's read the sentence. So you have to read the sentence and see what is it that they are telling you. Walk to get a drink, wait for me, and then come back to class. So when we look at it, I have it here. What is the first thing that they wanted them to do? The first thing was walk to get a drink. Then I'm going to put a comma. Remember, the comma is down on the bottom row by the M. Then I'm going to put a space. The next thing it says is to wait for me. Wait for me. Again, I'm going to put a comma and then a space. The next word it has is the word and. Remember, the and indicates that that's the last thing that they're telling me to do. And the last thing is then come back to class. So the series is the three things they're wanting you to do: walk to get a drink, wait for me, then come back to class. So it is telling you to do three different things. Remember, whenever we have three things they're telling you to do, you should have two commas and the word and. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Take her to the office, talk to the nurse, and come back to math. Okay, so let's see what's the first thing that they tell her to do. Take her to the office. That's the first one. So take her to the office. Then I'm going to put a comma and a space. The next thing it tells her to do is talk to the nurse. Talk to the nurse. Then I'm having a comma. Remember, the and signals that it's the last thing I'm telling you to do. Come back to math. Okay, and I have a period at the end. Each one of these was actually a command telling you to do three different things. The next one does the same thing, and it says, cut apart the words, place them in your notebook, and then glue into place. So again, it's telling you to do three different things. So what's the first thing it's telling you to do? Cut apart the words. Cut apart the words, comma, space. The next thing it's telling you to do is place them in your notebook. And then we're going to put a comma and a space, and there's the word and. And so the last thing, we don't need another comma because the and does that for me. And I'm going to say then glue into place. Okay, period. So again, when I have a group of words in a series, I'm going to have a comma after each one. So let's do just a couple more, and then you'll be doing this as a homework or doing a quiz today for this. So at the top, and I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger because it's not super big for me right now. So I want to make it so that I can see it just a little bit better. Oh, let's see, is that going to work? No, sorry. We'll have to fix that back. Okay, so it says, go to the library, pick out a book, and check it out. Exclamation mark at the end. So what are we going to say? The first thing it tells me to do is go to the library. That's the first thing. So you have to read the sentence and see, what is it telling me to do, or what is it saying? Then I'm going to have a space. Then the next thing it tells me to do is pick out a book. Pick out a book. Then I'd have a comma, then the word and, space, and the last thing is check it out with an exclamation point. Okay, so again, when I'm looking to say what is it telling me to do, or what is it saying, and then you're putting the words that go together before you put that comma. So let's look at the next one. The next one, oh, sorry, let's try that again. It is, we're going to say, when we get back to the room, go to your desks and start your work. Sometimes your teacher might say that. So what is the first thing it tells you to do? It says, when we get back to the room, what's the first thing? Comma, what does it want you to do? Go to your desks, go to your desks, comma, and what's the last? When we get back to the room, comma, go to your desk, comma, and start your work. Exclamation mark. She's wanting lots of strong feeling there, aren't they? And then, so the last one, let's just do one more. After we get home, we will go to the store, make supper, and then eat. So this one, we're going to say what? It's going to say, the first thing it says, after we get home, comma, we will go to the store. We will go to the store, comma, make supper. That's the next thing, comma, and then eat, exclamation mark. Okay. After we get home, comma, we will go to the store, make supper, and then after we get home, we will go to the store, make supper, and then eat. Now, I'm questioning my comma that I've added here. So a lot of times what I would do is I say, can I say, we will go to the store, make supper, and then eat after we get home? It makes sense for me to move that to the end. So I think I'm going to leave my comma there. So again, when you have words in a series, you need to make sure that you are separating the words in the series. You're thinking, you're reading it carefully to see what words need to stay together, because you don't want to break it apart in a place where it's not supposed to. Because remember, that comma tells me I'm pausing for a minute. So you have to say, does it make sense for me to pause here? So for example, bring your pencil, comma, your scissors, comma, and a notebook. Okay, so when I use a comma, this is a type of punctuation mark that tells me that I am going to pause or stop for just a second, and then I'm going to keep reading. And I'm going to use it when I have a date. I'm going to separate the day of the month from the year. I'm going to use it whenever I'm writing words in a list, where I'm saying I'm going to go get eggs and milk and bread at the store. And I'm going to use it when I have words that are in a group in a series. All right. So again, you will do a quiz today. Make sure you're watching where the commas are, and you're choosing the sentences that are written correctly. All right. You are doing an awesome job. Have a great day.